Brenda, and welcome to Inside Albania with me, Alice Taylor. Today I'm incredibly lucky to be joined in the studio by the one and only, the world's most acclaimed soprano, who is Albanian, Ermonela Jahos. I was so lucky to see her sing live in Jakova just a few weeks ago, and it was probably one of the most intense moments of my life, and it's incredible to be able to welcome her to the studio today. Ermonela, thank you so much for making time out of your insanely busy schedule, flying around the world, entertaining thousands of people. Thank you for being here with me today.
Thank you for having me. You're so ujeta.
Right, I want to start at the beginning. Where else to start? Mm-hmm. You have an unspeakable talent. You know, it's incredible. Your voice, as I said, you are known as the #1 soprano in the world at the moment. It's a fact. No one can deny this. But when did you first realize, or when did people around you first realize that you had this gift? Were you singing from birth, sort of, or was it something that happened later on?
Actually, I started when I was, I think, 5-6 years old. And here in Albania, it was this festival, you know, Palati Pionierve. I don't know if you've heard about that. And I started there because I wanted to imitate Vacezela, a really famous
I was
Albanian.
listening to her last night.
And somehow, I don't know, I was really happy when everyone was telling me, because you are like Vacezela with a big mouth. You know, singing, you know, big mouth in English is something else, but, you know, having this kind of physiognomy. And I started like that, and step by step, at least, I understood that it became my best friend. It's something I felt free. It was that kind of freedom that I found myself there, and somehow I channeled all those little feelings that when you are a child or you become, you know, a teenager, you don't want to say that louder, but through the music, and somehow I found my way how to channel my feelings. And it was that kind of freedom in singing. And my father, he worked in military. My brother, the eldest brother, now he's neuropsychiatric at the hospital, you know, Hospital di Trauma. And they saw something, you know, in me that they saw that I was happy, you know, singing and doing this. And it started like that. So afterwards, I did an audition at Liceo Artistico in here,
Did you start from the first grade?
Or the first grade, exactly, because I didn't know about the music. It was just singing, you know.
What did you sing for your audition?
I've sang romanza in Albanian. It was... Now I sing it better, but I was... And I've sung the aria from an opera from Giuseppe Verdi, Un ballo in maschera.
At 6?
No, at 6, no. No, at 6.
Okay.
It's at Liceo Artistico, sorry, because in Liceo Artistico you start from when you finish we called that the Shkollat Vjeçare, the first 8 grades, you know, and afterwards, But at Palati Pionierve, only the songs for kids, you know. So but afterwards, because I wanted to become an opera singer, I wanted to continue professionally speaking. That's why later on I had this audition at Liceo Artistico. It was something really incredible, Alice. Now I'm so proud to say that, because when I was 14 years old, after, you know, of course, I started 6, 7, 8, singing with the kids, but step by step, I understood it was something that it became more important than just having fun or just, you know, an hobby. And before doing this audition at Liceo Artistico, I went to see my first opera with my eldest brother at Opera House here in Tirana, and it was Traviata in Albanian. I didn't have a clue about Traviata. And I thought, oh my God, okay, why? Because I was supposed to sing something in operatic way, you know, for the audition. So I thought, okay, the first love with opera was that age. I thought, oh my God, why I have to listen to these people that they're screaming, they're singing so loud, you know? But when the music started, it's an overture. And until the end, I was so really speechless, transferred. And I told to my brother, as a good Albanian woman, I told him, now I decided I will become an opera singer, which, 2 hours earlier, I thought, oh my God, why these people are screaming?
Like, yeah, pop singer.
Pop singer, exactly. Yeah. And I told him, now I decided I will become an opera singer, and I will not die without singing once in my life this character, La Traviata, Violetta. I'm telling that because now, from that moment until in this moment that we are talking, I've sung this opera 315 times.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. And when you want something so with all your heart, with all your being, it's something, I don't know, the universe, something, beyond us. So it helped, to make it happen. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a fate sort of thing that it was this one song that inspired you, and then you've gone on to perform it so many times. But your family, you said your father was in the military. Were they ever hesitant about you taking the artistic, creative route? Some parents might be like, well, that's not a profession, you have to be this. Or did it take some time for them to come around? Or did they just go, wow, she's talented, she has to do this?
I was so lucky, and I am lucky. But my parents, they passed away. So to have an incredible family, because my father and my mom, like every family in Albania, but not only in Albania, the parents, they sacrifice so much to see their children, to fly, for searching and reaching their dreams. And when they saw me singing, and they were so supportive, even with their possibilities, but at least always they pushed me because they wanted to see me happy. And they saw me happy when I was singing. It was something special that maybe at that time we couldn't understand precisely what was that, but always they supported me. Always they supported me. So, and I've been so lucky to have them, because somehow my father, as I told you, he worked in military, and he had this kind of discipline. Always, that kind of discipline, it helped me so much, because even in music, in every field, you need that kind of, commitment. And because even the beautiful dreams, you have to work hard for those dreams. Even today that I became who I became, still today I'm waking up in the morning, and I think like it's my first day of my studies, my first day of my profession, and just to find new things, to find, to make it fresh and somehow, and searching the best and the best. So my mom comes from the folk music. From Laura. Always she sang, Liso, Laboria, and she had this kind of character, like real the strong women from South Albania, not only. So that kind of love and that kind of expressing herself, louder, I would say. So it was a beautiful combination that it made, the person that I'm today, the character that I'm today.
Maybe you inherited your some of your singing talent from your mother's side, or...
And always I was so, wow, when always I was listening to her, but never I had the courage to sing in front of her, this popular folk music, because I thought, oh my God, when you see, I think you've heard from the south of Albania, the polyphonia.
Yes.
And all my family, my mother's family, always, in every occasion, doesn't matter. Just to have, to be all together and singing. 5, 6 voices, this harmony, this polyphony, that I was really speechless. It was so beautiful, but never I had the courage to do that, because once I tried, maybe I was out of tune, or I don't know, my mom was telling me, shut up, don't sing anymore, because you cannot sing.
Stick to opera.
Exactly. And but always I was so fascinated, and of course Albania has this kind of incredible history,
Your
culture,
history, yeah.
music, and absolutely, I became the artist that I became today because I was so enriched from this kind of culture, all the colors, I would say, all that kind of feelings that louder, maybe too expressive too, but
Albanians are very loud and expressive.
but it's something that in the beginning, when I left Albania, I thought, oh my God, everyone was watching to me. Why you are so passionate? Why you are so loud? But now I understand.
It's genetic.
Exactly. And to be an artist, I think this kind of emotion, maybe loud emotion, it helps so much because only through the emotion you can connect with human souls. And doesn't matter if you come from Albania or if you come from any part of the world, but if you talk through your soul, and the music, it's the language of our souls, human souls. And I think that was the connection. And that was my the beginning of my journey, let's say. Yeah.
You went to Italy to continue your studies. Do you remember the first day you arrived in Italy and what you felt and thought and saw? And
I remember the first day that I arrived in Italy. Yes, with my dreams, because I've seen, the old movies, black and white, about Bellini, about Donizetti, about Verdi, and it was a dream. This bel canto. Only in Italy you can have access and you can learn so much. But once I was there, yes, I had this connection that facing with this culture. But the mentality, it was completely different, almost different, because we Albanians are so close to our families. And for me, 18 years old, going,
yes, after a few years after communism as well. So you'd been closed off for so long, and then here's this
suddenly,
big new world.
Yes, it was so big, that world for me, and I didn't have money. And it was so difficult.
What did you do to survive, to make money?
Because I remember a statement that my father always told me when I expressed him that my dream, it was to become an opera singer. And he told me, bigger is the dream, bigger will be the sacrifices. But when you listen and when you are a child or when you are young, it's like, okay, okay, this is a quote that you have that, or you read that from this book or the other book. And in that moment, always they were these words of my father. And I told to myself, okay, I have two choices. Or to go back home, not because it was something wrong with my family, but it was this dream that I wanted to touch, to live it. Or, as my father always said, that bigger the dream, bigger the sacrifices. So I'll be strong and I'll face all the difficulties.
Do whatever it takes.
It was really hard because I was 18 years old with these big dreams, and I started to, I survived working as babysitter, taking care of about eldest people, or washing the dishes, or all these little humble, let's say, humble jobs that they helped me to survive. And afterwards, I did this competition. Thank God I won. And I was studying and working at the same time, and step by step, I realized sometimes I had my bad moments touching the ground, because mentally I was so traumatized, because always I didn't want to tell to my parents that I was suffering so much, being away from them, that I didn't have anything, just I was working and singing, studying. And but now I understand, Alice, it was meant to be, because it's that life experience that makes you understand that to achieve those steps in your life, could be a dream, could be anything, even something that, okay, we're talking about the music, that could sound like a fun thing, but it isn't. And you have to sacrifice a lot. And that journey with ups and downs shaped my soul, shaped the person, the woman that I'm today. And what I thought could have been my weakness point, it became my strongest one, because now I have something to tell, to say louder through the music, through my voice.
You have those experiences of pain or stress or regret or whatever to draw on when you're performing.
And it connects. That was my strongest card, which it was the card of my success, because it's not only about the voice. It's not about, but to transmit the human feelings from soul to soul. And if you are honest about what you're singing, because I'm singing, the human feelings, from pain, from joy, from sacrifices, from death, from everything, this is a theater, all this. And living certain situations, it made me richer as a human being. And I had something to say as an artist on stage. And I think this was the key that connected with the public in every part of the world. It doesn't matter if I was singing in French or in Italian, but the human feelings, they don't have a precise language. It's something, that kind of human energy that when you are truthful to yourself and you are honest about what you are saying and on stage, it will connect. It will, and from that moment, I understood that that was my key. That was my. I don't want to use the word mission, but somehow that too. And in that tortured soul, it was a lot of Albanian as well. Albanian history, and and I think it gave to my voice the colors of the Albanian soul, enriched with the culture of every part of the world that I took, over these 32 years that I've been away from Albania.
And I guess I'm curious if all the characters, the various characters and roles you've played over those 30-something years, which one do you see most of yourself in?
I'm a positive person, but my soul may be all the tortured souls, if I would say that. And that's why sometimes I talking, having fun with the head of the opera houses. I'm telling them that you are hiring me because I know how to die and how to suffer. So, and because, Traviata, Sor Angelica, Madama Butterfly, all these incredible human women souls, that they can sound a little weak, but no, they are so strong until, and those are the characters that I feel so comfortable, and somehow it's like an empathy that I have with this role. So I don't have to play, I don't have to act. It's something, it's something like in other lives, if we go in another dimension, if I've lived other lives, maybe I've been there, I've been a Violetta, I've been a Sor Angelica, I've been a Manon Lescaut, I've been a Madame Butterfly, because at the end, we all been through those feelings.
We've experienced those emotions at some
one. And I've been lucky that I found the way how to channel those in
so many people don't. They have to.
And that was the connection that so that I have with these characters, that they're so real, so believable, because really I believe in it. And when I finish, for example, a performance, I'm so into it. I put myself, everything, in that character that I'm singing.
What happens when you walk off stage? Because you have the adrenaline of being on stage, the reaction of the audience, the energy you've put into it, you just kind of collapse? Or how?
At the end, Alice, I'm completely empty. And it feels like a part of myself died that night. And but this is the beauty of the art of the theater, because you're reborn every time. And but it costs. It cost me so much because yes, a part of myself is especially now after so many years in this profession. Maybe because being more experienced and the age, the experience, you highlight the real, the of life. And every time for me, it's not, I'm not anymore happy to have a beautiful performance or fantastic performance. Now I want to be a spiritual journey. So I'm completely into this character that I'm singing, and somehow I take with me maybe the beautiful feelings, painful as well, to all the women in the world, to Albanian women, and it's beautiful at the same time, but
it carries some of it with you.
Exactly.
Like you mentioned Madame Butterfly, you've reduced audiences to tears with that. Suor Angelica as well, even the orchestra were crying when I saw you singing it. How are you in tune with how people are reacting to you when you're performing, or do you kind of block it out and only realize afterwards, or do you pick up on the energy that they are giving back? How does that work?
I cannot explain that, articulate exactly, but it's something. It's the energy that you feel. You feel that kind of silence that, like, everyone, we are breathing at the same time. Something really magic happens, but it happens when you open your soul completely and you don't have any more, filters. You are completely naked. Inside, and there it connects you, because in somehow the artist always has the courage that maybe the people that they do another job they cannot do, because you are completely open, and it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, because no protection, nothing. It's you. Your soul with the destiny, the soul with the humanity. I cannot explain that, but it's something magic happens. You go in another dimension, like your life is over there. You don't think anymore what's coming afterwards. So
have you ever had a moment where you think you've maybe given them too much of you on the stage?
At the end, when I feel empty, but I had 2 life experience, and when I felt that it was palpable, because it happened when I lost my parents. When I lost my mom, I had to sing Traviata the next 3-4 days.
Oh wow!
And never, you live in Albania right now, and you know that when we have that kind of loss. You cannot sing, you cannot do anything, because it's something, you're so numb. And but especially for the Albanian culture, when you have something, that kind of loss. And I went there singing, because in somehow life will go on.
Yes.
Okay. And I remember I was crying. I was like, I forgot I had public in front of me. But in somehow I saw my mom there. And there, in those moments, you understand every time when you hear that the music, it's a therapy, it's a catharsis. And I was singing, like my mom died, she had problems with her, breathing, and Violeta dies more or less, Maybe my mind went there, I don't know, and I was singing, and like singing in front of her, it was like seeing each other in the mirror. And it was my best Violeta in the world I've sung, but I was so empty. And I couldn't hear even the public when they were applauding me, because
your mind was elsewhere.
And it took 2 days to come back. The same happened with Suor Angelica, which became one of my, the best, that they every time they talk about Suor Angelica, they think about that performance, the same thing, it happened for Sor Angelica. I lost my father, and I had to sing immediately at the Royal Opera House, Sor Angelica. And exactly the same. I didn't cry. I was numb, but once on stage, and when you start and living those moments, and this character, it came up everything. And even there, I was completely numb. I couldn't walk. It felt like I didn't have any more ground. I was like, I needed to really I needed help to stay, to stand, because I couldn't stay. I couldn't stand. And yeah, there are moments that you think, not because I gave too much, but it's the moment of the truth. An artist has this kind of duty, I would say. You think this is your first and last performance of your life if you give everything. And today, the culture is becoming a little more business thing.
But soulless, we can say. No, it's true. I mean, you listen to songs from 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, 500 years ago, and there was always so much soul and passion and feeling into it, and the words had a meaning. But you turn on the radio today and the lyrics mean nothing. They're there to fill bars. That's
exactly
all. I mean, bars in music, not, they're there just to make up 3.5 minutes alongside a computer generator. It's to make money. A lot of it now. Of course, there are still singers who are producing music with soul and meaning, but a lot of it seems to be quantity, not quality.
Exactly. And we forget how was created the theater in the ancient Greece, to have this kind of, catharsis. So it's something that educative, I would say, but it's something that we connect to each other. That's the purpose of the music, of the theater, of the culture, I would say, more than...
money.
Yeah, money. Okay, of course, we need money as well, but the human soul is, that's why the humanity, we need that more than ever today, especially for the young generation. We have to give them the hope. Not everything is so superficial. Not everything is so, with all the filters that you forget, the reality. Exactly. And it's our duty somehow, to let them know that doesn't matter to be vulnerable, to have those weakest moment. It's human, and that's why we are here. The perfection doesn't exist. We are perfect in our imperfections, and because a human being, every time we need to search and to discover. And that's why in this moment in my life, I'm trying, to give my experience to the young generation, the young singers, young artists, and somehow just to give to them, let's say, that little tiny, window that still there is hope that, yes, you can live with the music, with the theater, but for everything, you need to work hard and
sacrifice,
and to be an artist, you have to have the courage to show the vulnerability. But today everything is becoming a little judgmental, and but it is hard. But still we are here, and it is fantastic that still we are talking about that. And I think there is hope. I'm so positive on it.
I mentioned earlier about your performance in Jakova, where you sang Sor Angelica. And just for viewers who may not be aware, this is the story of, she was a woman who'd had an illegitimate child.
Correct.
And then she was sent to a convent, and then she learned that her child had died, and she took her own life. But then she realized that that was a sin, and she wouldn't be reunited in heaven with her son. But then a vision of Mary appeared, and alongside her son, and she was able to die peacefully, so to speak. And you performed this in Jakova in November in front of, and dedicated it to Nonna Ferdinija, who is a woman who lost her entire family during the Kosovo-Serbia war. All the male members of her family were taken from her, killed. They haven't recovered all of the bodies, and she's always hoped that one day that they would return, and they never have. And she continues to live her life with this kind of, it's like she's never really moved on from it. It's such a sad story. I want to ask you, you met her before. How was that? And how was it to sing that song to her on that day?
I met her that day, the day of the concert, and I've heard I heard about the non-Ferdonia, non-Pashka, from Ermonela Jahos, from all the people of the foundation of Jakova. And okay, it was so moving, but when you face that mother, that, you know, all, like the time stopped for her. And she was living all of those memories, and she was explaining how it happened. I was shocked. But the way how she was talking, and with such a dignity, but still, even today, she told me she will stay alive until, you know, they will bring back, even, of course, not alive, but bring back, you know, their remains of other two sons and the husband, if I'm not mistaken now. But her dignity, it was, but she was talking, and it was something, you know, I felt such a pain. And I was shocked. I couldn't say a word. I hugged her. I was trembling. And I can't find the words. And I thought, I'm going to sing tonight. Because, you know, through non-Ferdonia, I felt all the stories, all the documentaries, all the people that talked about other stories, other mothers that they lost, you know, everyone, every family, they had that drama, the tragedy. And somehow I took on me that kind of the
energy.
That energy that I couldn't talk. And I told to Ermal, I'm afraid, I don't know if I'd be able to sing tonight. But in that moment,
his face.
yeah, he was, but I told him, now I understand why we choose Suor Angelica. Now I know for whom I'm singing tonight. I'm not singing Suor Angelica. I'm singing non-Ferdonia. I'm singing non-Pashka. I'm singing, and when I was on stage and the music started, but in somehow everyone, we had, it was that kind of energy, what was in around every person that night. And when I reached that moment that, of course, Suor Angelica took away, has taken away her life to meet her son. And I was watching non-Ferdonia, she was with great dignity, but in her eyes, I don't know, I saw her sounds. Somehow everyone there felt, you know, their family, their children, there's something really magic happened that night. And I couldn't stop crying, singing and crying at the same time. And it was, but not so, you know, it was good because it was very important to remember what happens. Never, especially today, life is going so fast, and we forget what it took to reach this kind of, all of the life that we're living every day, let's say, you know, how much it took, you know, how many lives and then somehow I felt the pain in that moment of every Albanian woman from Kosovo, and not only. And at the same time, it was something positive in my mind in that moment, that when we support each other, when we love each other, and we gather all together, you know, to remember. And if you do that through the music, it's the best healing, I would say, the best thing that could happen. It was painful, but that kind of emotion that as an artist, I was privileged to live it. And I don't know if I'm going to repeat that again. Still, I cannot find the words to express how I felt. It was something really, really, really special.
Did you speak to her afterwards? If so, what did she say to you? Not much.
Not much, but just I hugged her, and I couldn't say a word. Sometimes that only the souls
No.
Can
I think most people left that concert not able to say much, but in a good way, like in a kind of like stunned state, you know.
Because it's very important to remember what happened.
Yeah, of course.
Because if we forget the history, we will repeat the same mistakes over and over, like the world is doing. You know, that's why we are living in this kind of situation. The whole world, we are living, you know, in this kind of tension, and everything can happen every time, anytime, because we forget history. And to remember, it's something really noble, I would say. And it's very important. Doesn't make us, you know, weak, but we know that not to repeat the same mistakes over and over. So, yeah.
I want to ask you another question. I'd read that you get nervous sometimes before you go on stage, and I really wanted to ask you because maybe there's a little girl watching who has stage fright and is nervous to sing in front of people, even though she's talented, and or is scared to take part in a school concert or to talk in front of the class or something like that. And I think if you're able to share sort of how you overcome that and deal with that, it could be very helpful for those little girls watching.
Yes, still I have that trembling, that nervous, because because I always, we know we are going to be judged. It's to be judged from the other people. It's something that gives us that kind of fear, anxiety. But what I would say, if you like to sing or to perform in front of everyone, you have to be really well prepared. At that point, that will help with the nerves, because sometimes the nerves, it comes from the insecurity. And maybe you are exactly, because if I make a mistake, everyone is gonna take that mistake. And I know that on myself, even if I tell something hundreds of times, maybe no one can see that tiny mistake, but because I recognize that, and I ruin all that magic moment in front of everyone. But it will help more, not completely, I have to be really honest, but it will help to keep this kind of balance. So to be more, so to have more courage to go in front of people, and the preparation. You have to be prepared at that point that even little mistakes will not give you that kind of anxiety. But and at the same time, we are so unique. Even the mistakes, it's human, because everyone is unique. So even those little mistakes, who cares?
You just try again.
Exactly, you try again and try again, again. And that's the beautiful thing, the strongest thing, because you made that mistake and you try to improve and still stand there, still stand there. We are going to be judged. Okay, let me try, let me improve and retry again. No one is going to die. It's something that just go make the mistake, improve and retry again and again. That's the key, I would say. Yeah.
Also, I think the people judging are doing so because they don't have what it takes to stand on a stage.
Exactly.
Who are they to judge, the best soprano in the world? Let's see them try.
Exactly. It's because it's not easy, because to be on stage, it takes such a strength.
Yeah.
So who does that? Chapeau.
Yeah.
So all the little girls, everyone, please try, because at the end you are going to say, yes, come do the same thing that I'm doing here. So yeah, but just being prepared and to do that with love, because everyone is unique. We cannot be like this and that, the other person. So yeah.
Yes. If you woke up tomorrow and you couldn't sing, where would you put that energy? What would you do? Or if this path hadn't found you, what do you see yourself having done with your life apart from music?
Apart of music, Alice, right now I don't have dreams anymore, because I've done everything, and I'm so lucky, I would say that. I worked hard.
Yes.
I worked hard, and now I would love to give my experience to the young artists, and and somehow to tell them that always there's a hope. Everything is possible. Nothing is impossible in life. And trying and to somehow just to, to do my best in my tiny thing that I could give, to give the hope and to help the young people to do that, to achieve their dreams, or to help in somehow in some, way. So yeah, because I'm not gonna sing forever. Actually, I'm really proud to say that even at this age, I'm not saying that I'm old, but we are like the dancers or the sportists, and it comes a time because we sing without microphone, and physically you have to be really fit, because otherwise you are going to feel it. And right now I sing with young singers. They have of my age, and so it will come a moment that I will stop, because I'm not going to sing forever. And but just to give my experience to the young generation, young people, and to help as much as I can, to them.
Have you come across anyone yet that's made you stop and go, that is the person who's going to carry my torch, so to speak, or, this is going to be the next big thing?
You're talking about the young people? Or?
In music. Let's say in opera. This
I've seen that, and but you have to see the drive. And today they are afraid to show that drive because they feel vulnerable and judged. So, but you can see that because in general they have that. The people, 2 or 3 of them that I've seen, and now they are singing in every part of the world. Okay, but I've seen them. That the drive that they had. They were like you see. But they came from the difficult lives as well, because you have somehow, when you have everything,
you don't have the soul to put into
exactly. And 2 of them, they are from Kosovo.
Oh, really?
Kosovo. So one of them is Albenita Kajtazi. She was a child from the war. So, and I'm so happy and so proud of her, because now she became one of the most important young generation, as a soprano, as a singer. So, and other people as well from Kosovo. This is the
I love that.
And when I see them singing in every part, I'm in tears, because see, when you want something, and then somehow I felt, good about myself, because I saw that, and they are hard workers, and because you see, it's that the energy, kind of that you want,
the hunger,
exactly, the hunger, which even though the most beautiful dream, they need that kind of, you need to have that kind of hunger, so.
I was curious as well, being Albanian and being as prominent as you are, is your Albanianness something you carry with you on stage as part of your identity as Ermonela, the soprano? I don't know how to explain it. Like, is it a part of your image, your soul when you're performing, or is it something that's separate from your identity? Because, for example, like an English opera singer, they probably wouldn't carry their Britishness with them as they get on stage. It's not part of their soul in the same way that perhaps it is for you.
It is for me. I left Albania years ago, but never Albania left me. And it's it brings me to tears, because in somehow I carry it with me, all this kind of emotion, all this kind of being Albanian, because of the history, and to prove to the whole world, at least personally, that I'm worth it, as the other teenagers. And I'm talking, years ago, and it was so hard, when you could say, I'm an Albanian and I would love to become an opera singer, and always, really, and I bring with me, that's why, and as I told you, I became the artist that I became today, not because I have the best voice in the world, not because I have something, that other singers, they around the world.
Best voice in the world, then you have
but it's that kind of soul, it kind of, being Albanian, I would say. And I'm really proud to say that now. And because before maybe it was so difficult because I thought something wrong with me, you know, coming from Albania.
I think some people still think this as well. You know, I see people hide.
But it's a part of my culture, my identity, which it gives me that authenticity as an Albanian soul. That is somehow without thinking too much, to be honest. I see that with a distance when I see a performance, you know, on cinema or on DVD, and I'm thinking, oh my God, here I see this kind of a way of expressing like my grandma, my mother, you know, it's something that never I seen that with those eyes. Even my brothers or people that they know me, that we recognize, we feel, you know, it's identified themselves with the way how I express myself or how I sing on stage. Yes. And it's when I've heard that, and I thought, without thinking a lot, still you have this kind of responsibilities as Albanian artist.
To fly the flag.
And I'm so proud now because our culture, our history gave to me so much and somehow enriched the world. Why? That's why we can be like equal in the whole world, you know, but at the same time, it's so beautiful to keep your roots and different colors. That's why the world is so beautiful, because every country, every language, everything has something different. It makes this beautiful picture, you know, with these beautiful colors, and to make this world so beautiful, you know, to have the authenticity of each country, and at the same time, this beautiful, you know, together all the colors in this world. So this world.
Now, my last question, I get the feeling that you miss Albania, but I'm wondering also, what's next for you next year, 2026? Are you planning to come back to Albania at any time, or are you too busy singing in every country in the world? And
I miss Albania, and every time, even I have a couple of days, I just come just to smell my country and living again. I miss Albania very much, because going around the world and achieving my dream in all the higher level, still it's a hole. I need to come back to recharge my batteries there. Yes, my career still continues, thank God, and I'm booked. What is written, you know, on my contracts until 2029, 2030. But Alice, I live every day like my last day, you know, and I'm trying to do my best every day and to be positive, to accept, you know, everything, what the life gives to me. But now to use my voice, my name, in helping showing somehow, you know, the way, how to inspire maybe young artists. So yes, now I live for the young generation, I would say. Yeah.
I think something a mentor of mine told me once, you know, he helped me so much, and I said one day to him, but how, I mean, thank you. Thank you's not enough. He said, I don't want to hear thank you. I want you to do for other people what I have done for you. That is how you do things. You pass it on, the goodness, the kindness, the guidance. You have to do it for somebody else.
I try, and I come every year here singing in Albanian, singing with the musician from opera house, from that opera house where I had that experience, you know, that my dream started, and giving some master classes. And when I see someone with a drive in their eyes, I try to take them, you know, just to open to show how, because today is so difficult to see the future, the bright future, but the bright future is still there. And especially more than today, we need that kind of guidance. So now I feel it's a duty that I have, you know, because I see in them that the young Ermonela she had dreams, and she wanted that little window open just to fly. So that's what I see in every young singer, I would say. So yeah.
Now, like every TV interview, I'm going to ask you that question. Can you sing something for me, please?
Oh. In Albanian? Or
Yes, in Albanian.
Okay. Moje bukur amore, si të lashem së pash, si të lash, si të lash, si të lashem së pash, si të lash, si të lash, si të lashem së pash. When you sing in Albanian, it's thank you.
That was amazing. Ermonela, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You can watch Inside Albania every Saturday on Euronews Albania on our YouTube channel or across all major podcasting platforms. Sorry, I'm feeling a bit emotional after that. Until next time, mirë pafshim.